My name is Barbara, and I'm the very proud wife of Jack. When I first met him, I knew that he was a Vietnam veteran, but I didn't know a lot about him. He was just, I think at that point, 3 years clean and sober, and really starting to deal with his experiences from the war. If it's a Vietnam era veteran, they've been dealing with this for a long time, and the spouse certainly, that spouse might not have any idea what PTSD is or combat stress, and why is my husband doing these strange things like not wanting to go out into crowds or not enjoying the 4th of July because of the sound of the fireworks, not wanting to go to a movie theater. You know, just simple everyday things like that that you don't realize have an impact can have an impact on combat veterans. The ones that haven't reached out yet are just so shut down. It's really hard, and it's been so many years now, it's just very hard for them to kind of rise up and talk about their experience or their feelings. They probably don't even recognize their feelings, and they just don't know how to make that first step. And that's where I think the VA can be so helpful, especially with a program like this, where it's going to be very easy to make that first step to try to make a connection. It will change their lives and hopefully in a very positive way and make their life easier. So just reaching out, finding somebody to talk to that has similar experiences, just like any other problem in life, if you can talk to somebody that's has already gone down the path and can shine the flashlight on that path and say, okay, well, this is how you step here and then step your left foot here and then the right here. It's going to be much easier. I think can be incredibly helpful to the veterans, male, female, and their spouses, their families too, because the families are tremendously impacted. Jack is such a giving person. He just wants to give and give and give. When the opportunity came for him to go to Naval Medical Center, San Diego, Balboa, and start working with the Marines coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, he already had a great perspective on the experience, but now he had even stepped it up several more levels. As soon as the younger Marines met him, it was almost love at first sight. You know, they just instantly bonded. And it's been just a really great experience for Jack to have them in his life. And then he and I were we both joined the medevac team, which means that you go and you meet the medevacs when they arrive at Balboa Hospital. And that's pretty intense. And Jack was so great with it because, especially when it was a Marine being medevaced in, it was great for them to just see somebody that they felt very comfortable with and at ease with, to kind of help guide them through that process. He started holding little groups with the Marines, and he kept coming home and saying, they keep asking me what they should be doing with their wives. And I said, yeah, that's probably a big problem. But from that, we started a spouse support group at Balboa. And so I just became more and more comfortable. When I initially met with the younger wives, they were in their 20s. I'm in my 60s. You know, there was, like Jack found with the younger Marines, there's not that much different between the experiences that we're sharing. So we had a great bond. The spouses that are determined to make it work, especially now when we're dealing with so many double amputees and even triple amputees, the wives are amazing, amazing people. And they essentially give up their entire lives just to provide for their husbands and their families. A lot of them have to quit working because they have to be with their husband 24/7. When their husbands are first injured, it's just very, very intense. And then they go through a phase where the husband starts to heal and gets more independent. It's like sending your kid to kindergarten, you know, it's like, oh, he doesn't need me anymore. You know, but so there's, you know, many, many different stages that they go through. It's a horrific situation that they're in, but at the same time, the closeness, the love that's shared, there's a lot of positive, that the friends that they make, they bond with the other wives, and they become lifetime friends. So there's a lot of beauty in it too. And it was hard for me initially, but then after a year or so, and I saw the medevacs coming in, or I would see a new family arriving with the husband very, very injured. But then got to see the healing process to where that Marine was back on his feet again, and the family coming together and functioning again. I knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel, that things were probably going to get much better for them. They would be successful.